Hello and welcome to the Daily Report for Monday, the 2nd of October 2023. In today's Millwall news, we're going to start off with a couple of the lesser stories which I normally leave to the end. Obviously, we're previewing tomorrow's game at the end of the video, so we're going to do it backwards. So, Smith and Abdul Malik hold former Premier League side. Yes, this is from millfc.co.uk. It is the Loanwatch that is put up every Monday. Carl Smith and Abdul Malik both featured as Wealdstone drew 1-1 with Oldham Athletic in the Vanarama National League on Saturday. The former played the full game against the Latics, whilst Abdul Malik played 78 minutes in the fixture, which saw Sam Bowen cancel out Alex Reed's opener for the visitors. Who are they? I don't know. Chinockley, meanwhile, played as Bromley extended their unbeaten run to 11 matches, courtesy of a 3-1 win over fellow playoff candidates Gateshead. Byron Webster found the net as the Ravens moved up to fourth. There was no action for the Lions' three other loanees, meanwhile, as Joe Wright was an unused substitute in Salford City's 2-1 home win over Newport County in Sky Bet League 2. Alex Mitchell was not involved in Lincoln City's 2-0 Sky Bet League 1 success over Cheltenham Town. Oh, was he injured as well? Whilst Nana Boateng was absent through injuries, Woking won 2-0 at AFC with Fylde. So these are the games. Obviously, they've all got games coming up tomorrow as well. Gateshead versus Wealdstone, Chesterfield versus Bromley, Sutton United versus Salford City, Leyton Orient versus Lincoln City, and Woking versus Halifax Town. Although obviously Nana Boateng with a metatarsal injury, doubt he'll be involved in that. So there you go. That's the Loanwatch. Now, just a reminder as well for the other under 21s who haven't left out on loan, they're playing a public home game for the first time this season at the Den. 2 p.m. kickoff tomorrow, Tuesday the 3rd. For only £5. Get down there. A lot better football and atmosphere probably than the first team games. I don't know if you noticed. They put up the official site, put up the under 18s match report because they won 5-1. And they want a feel-good story at the moment. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago when they lost 5-3 to Crewe, I don't think they brought that one up. But the under-18 scoring for fun. So yeah, there you go. Under 21's doing well. Under 18's doing well. It's the first team. Wonder why that is. I don't know. Moving on. No connection. Probably. LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. South London Press's online website. Gary Rowett, the current Millwall manager, at the moment of filming this video, seeking a return to Miserly Millwall as he looks to pick a side that can compete at Plymouth. Gary Rowett has no fresh injury worries for Millwall's championship fixture at Plymouth tomorrow, with any changes made to his starting lineup set to be tactical ones. He's laying the groundwork. He's going to do something crazy. He's backed into a corner and he's going to do something crazy. The Lions lost 3-0 to Swansea City on Saturday, with sections of the club's fan base venting their anger at the long-serving manager who marks 4 years at the helm later this month. Millwall set to be without Sean Hutchinson, Matija Sarkic and Tom Bradshaw. We're okay. I don't think anyone picked up anything this weekend, said Rowett when asked by the South London Press for an injury update. We're travelling there with a similar-looking squad. Any changes will just be tactical opportunities for others. Getting a little bit of extra something in the team that we perhaps need away from home at Plymouth. I don't think we're making any enforced changes to the team. We created some really good opportunities against one. We passed the ball and got into some really good positions. We're just lacking in that penetration and ruthlessness at the moment to go and score goals. It's where we're at. It's not that we're not creating chances. We had 22 efforts on goal. But we had 22 efforts. Only 5 of them are on target. If you don't believe me, go and watch the video I made yesterday about the stats. Thank you to the 30 or so people that did do that. We had 22 efforts in the game, not on goal. Let's tell the truth now. And they had 7 and scored 3. We scored none of ours. It doesn't take a genius to work out that we're not being clinical enough and ruthless enough when we got into those areas. We were a little bit too passive for my liking in the first half, which has been something that's been on and off. We've had 2 games where we haven't been passive, and then we go back to being passive again, which is definitely not something we're intentionally working on doing. I've got to get to the bottom of that and find a better balance week in and week out, knowing that we're going to get energy-wise and aggression-wise. We conceded poor goals. We make a mistake for the first one from a position we probably shouldn't concede from. The second goal we shouldn't concede, and the third comes as we're trying to chase the game and maybe overplayed a little bit in the midfield areas. It happens in games, and we've got to avoid giving away silly goals and little gifts to the opposition. You can't win games of football in the Championship, particularly when you're not a free-scoring side. We've had 2 clean sheets before the game, and surprise, surprise, we take 4 points. It's something we need to get back to, be miserly. We're conceding too many goals. So we're conceding too many goals. We're not being clinical enough in front of goal. And he's saying any changes will be tactical ones. What do we think Garrett's going to do tomorrow? Because we know when he's in a corner and he's cornered, he does something crazy and it works out for him. He's got the luck of the Irish, despite not being Irish. And he gets away with a cheeky result that puts everyone back in their box. And we carry on like nothing's ever happened. We haven't had this shit football for more or less 4 years. And it comes and goes. Like I said, probably dropping the goalkeeper. Might bring Connell Truman in. Might be a possibility. Bringing Danny Mack back in. It's not worth having an attacking wing back if on both sides. If you're going to create 22 chances and only 5 of them are going to be on target, and you're not going to score any goals, you might as well try and defend first, like he said there. We've had 2 clean sheets in the previous 2 games, and we surprise, we got a 3-0 win and a 0-0 draw. And Danny Mack is a better defender than Scruffy Cuffy, so that's the obvious ones. That's what I can think of. I don't know what else he could. What proper crazy shit could I do? Could he do? I'm not too sure. Change the formation actually, like it was before, not just like paying lip service to the formation change. Actually believing it and putting the players that can play there. A real shocker, and we definitely will lose if he plays the same team. We're going 3 games in a week now, two weeks in a row. We've got players that look unfit starting in the team because he's desperate to get them in. Like Nisbet had 8 shots and only 2 of them were on target. Because obviously they rushed him back from that injury. Campbell as well doesn't look fit, but why we're playing him? Are we being forced to play him because he's on loan? It's all a bit weird. So if he doesn't make any changes, if Campbell starts again, if other players start again, if Fleming starts again, what was Fleming doing Saturday? Absolutely fuck all. So we'll see. It's something to look forward to at 6:45 when the team comes out. What is Garrett gonna do? We don't know. We have to wait and see. Now this is a preview of the match tomorrow from southernnews.co.uk. Plymouth versus Millwall. Inconsistent lines face big test away at Argyle. There are easier places to try and get 3 points than Home Park at the moment, where newly promoted Plymouth have been strong. Millwall have a difficult test on their hands as they head to Plymouth Argyle tomorrow night. Their first midweek away trip of the season will see them go to Devon desperate for a response to the surprising weekend capitulation to Swansea City. It was the latest inconsistent showing by Garrett outside, who have jumped between looking feisty and competitive to limp and passive on an almost weekly basis this season. Plymouth will be licking their lips if the less impressive version of this Lions side turn up at Home Park, where the newly promoted club boasts a strong record. They have won 3 of their 4 league games so far this season, including the shock 6-2 slaughtering of Norwich City towards the end of last month that even left Casper de Norre stunned. All things considered, Plymouth can be more than happy with their season so far, acting as the middle ground between the extremes of the other promoted clubs. Ipswich Town currently sits second, having won 7 of their first 9 games, while in complete contrast, winless Sheffield Wednesday are bottom of the Championship with only 2 points to show for their efforts so far. And thank fuck for teams like Sheffield Wednesday, because if it wasn't for them, we would probably be down. Plymouth come into this game 13th, sitting on 11 points, just like the Wall. The Lions might welcome a trip away from the den where their form is awful, and fans are already starting to lose patience over some of the performances. Supporters are likely also frustrated with what they've seen in front of goal, with Millwall now the league's second lowest scorers after Sheffield Wednesday. That's the team that's bottom of the table with only 2 points to their name. Goals have not been a problem for Stephen Schumacher's side. Ryan Hardy has built on the form he showed in League One last season and scored in 5 of Plymouth's opening 6 games, but has not netted in any of the last 3. Well, don't you worry, son. Your time's come. You're playing shit Millwall tomorrow. Picking up the mantle has been the outstanding Morgan Whittaker, the 22-year-old signed permanently in the summer from Swansea, having spent the first half of last season on loan at Home Park. He struck a hat-trick against Norwich and looks on the road to having an exciting career, as does Barley Mumba, who was also on loan last season before signing permanently. The small, nimble 21-year-old wingback always looks dangerous going forward and scored a wonderful solo goal on the opening day against Huntsville Town. Plenty of threats for Millwall's defence to be wary of, and the result could very much depend on which version of that back line turns up. The Lions have kept clean sheets in 4 of their 9 games, but when they don't record a shutout, the defence sometimes becomes leakier than a sieve. Given what happened to Norwich at Home Park, Rowett side must be on alert throughout. Millwall and Plymouth have not met in a league game since 2006, when a Marvin Williams goal counts without Vincent Pericard's opener. The French striker would later mark a couple of appearances in a Lions shirt. Pardon me. The last meeting in all competitions, however, was in 2018, when late goals from Lee Gregor and Aidan O'Brien saw the club come from behind at the Den, win 3-2 in the Carabao Cup second round. Millwall are unbeaten in their last 8 matches against Plymouth, last losing in December 1997. Whoa. Well, we know what that means, don't we? That losing streak is about to end. And you can watch it. You can watch this game, being a midweek game. You can watch it on the television for £10 you have to pay. Well, it's on the Sky Red button. If you have Sky Sports, it's on the red button. You can also pay Mill TV Plus, or whatever it's called, for a match pass for £10. And that includes in the UK. In the UK, in Ireland, and all around the world, you can pay £10 to watch Millwall lose at Plymouth. Now, here we go. 11v11.com. Games head-to-head between Millwall and Plymouth, sorted in order, so we can have Plymouth Argyle versus Millwall. Very first game, Millwall at Plymouth, we won 2-0 in Division 3 South on the 25th of March 1921, or over 100 years ago. 102 years ago. Were you there? Were you at that game? Leave a comment below. Like and subscribe. But then after that, whoa, what the hell happened? After that, defeat, 2 draws, a defeat, a draw, 3 defeats, including a 5-0, an 8-1, which is not a record because our record defeat is a 9-1. That was in January 1932, losing 8-1. Were you at that game? Leave a comment below. Do you think we can do better than that tomorrow? And then we didn't win at Plymouth since we didn't win until 1947, the 3rd of May. A 2-0 win in League Division 2. So you can see so far we've played loads of games and we've only got 2 wins going into the 1950s. And then the horrible run continues as we go through the 1950s. 1951, 5-0 defeat. Ouch. And we keep losing, and we drew the odd game down there in the 1970s, 1977, 1979. 1981 we lose, 1982 we lose, 1983 we lose. Those are all in Division 3. League 1 as it's called now. And then we win again. Hey, we start winning again on our trips to Plymouth. 1st of March 20th of March 1984. And then in the Associate Members Cup. 17th of May 1984. What's that? I don't know. Ask your granddad. And then we go back to losing, and then there's a win in 1987. Obviously, Big season for Millwall, that 87-88. You know what happened there. And then we go back down, obviously in 1990. Back down to Division 2, Championship as it's called now, and we lose 3-2. So you can see this is a game we lose quite more often than we win. A win would be the outstanding situation. Quite recently, we haven't lost there for a while. The last defeat was in 1997, 13th of December, 3-0 defeat. So a big defeat, obviously. There's a defeat in 1991 as well, 4-0. So it is a game we can lose heavily. And it's a game we don't win that much. We lose more than we win it. And it's a game that we do lose heavily every now and then. So you're going to the game tomorrow. Good luck. But recently, 2004, is that recently? That's 20 years ago. 2004, a 0-0 draw. 2005, in this league, as it's named, the Championship. And then, obviously, they fell down a couple of leagues, and so did we. 2011, League Cup win, 1-0. 2015, last time we travelled to Plymouth, 2015. Oh, a 5-3 win for Millwall. 5-3 in a Johnson Paint Trophy. So 8 goals in that game. Oh, bloody hell! Can you imagine scoring 5 goals in a game? Can you imagine a Gary outside scoring 5 goals in a game? Damn, that would be crazy. That'd be insane. But we still conceded 3, so there is that. I think you get the gist of it now. Like I said, it's a game we lose more often than we win. We can lose quite heavily. 8-1, 1932 anyway. So, having seen that, here we get into the present day from whoscored.com. The last 4 games, because this website only goes back so fast for some reason. So the last 4 games, travelling to Plymouth, we've won 2 of them, drawn 2, and lost 0. Scoring 6 and conceding 3. That was all in one game. So we've conceded 3 in one game. In the previous games, we've kept clean sheets. 2 0-0s and a 1-0 win. Match facts. Millwall have won their last 3 matches against Plymouth in all competitions. So that's including home and away, I imagine. Let's skip past that. Not interested. Here's the table as it stands. Both teams even Stevens. Oh my goodness. So both teams have the same amount of points. Played 9, won 3, drawn 2, lost 4. But Plymouth have scored 17 goals. 17. 10 more than Millwall. And they've conceded 14. Only 3 more than Millwall. So, doing a lot more attacking, but they haven't conceded that much more than them. Interesting, isn't it? I think it's generally a common phrase. Attack is the best form of defence. Is that from Sal? Was his name Chairman Zhao's Art of War? Some fucking shit like that. Because here's the thing: if you're attacking and you're spending time attacking your opponent's goal, they can't score because they have to defend your attacks. That's kind of how it goes. So that's how you see that Plymouth have scored 17 goals, being more attacking, but they've only conceded 14. Isn't that funny how that works out? So let's sort this into home and away. So we have home games for Plymouth, as you can see, with their attacking intent. They've kept 2 clean sheets in their last 6 home games. Against Blackburn and in the Cup against Leyton Orient. They conceded 4 against Palace, Premier League Palace, in the Cup. Conceded 2 against Norwich but won the game 6-2. Conceded 2 against Southampton and lost that 2-1. And conceded 1 against Huddersfield but won 3-1. So, there you go. They have not failed to score in all of their games. Even the games they've lost, they've scored it. So Good luck tomorrow, whoever's in goal. Millwall, on the other hand, on their away travels. Last two trips to the Midlands, both draws, 0-0, 1-1. Before that, a 3-1, which was abysmal. Early, was it Sunday morning, Saturday morning? Sunday morning? And the Middlesbrough game, which just came out of nowhere and gave everyone a bit of an optimism boost, which probably didn't do anyone any favours because it kind of set us up for something that we want, and we've been struggling ever since. That kind of a bit of false hope there that kind of crushed everyone. But there you go. Strengths and weaknesses for both team and the styles. Well, at Plymouth style, they rotate their first 11. It's almost like they want fresh players on the pitch and not tired players who might get injured. Match forecast. Plymouth will score from a fast break situation, very likely. I imagine so. But there will be a low number of cards shown. Maybe. Mill will dominate in the air. Great. We can keep heading it wide. Mill will control the game in the opposition's half. Yeah, and then get caught on the break. Sounds good. So moving on to the other WhoScored.com page. Here we go. The preview and the prediction. There's the injury list for both teams. Team news and all that. Skip past that nonsense. Prediction. Plymouth will force to settle for a point against an informed Hull side on Saturday afternoon after taking the lead early on through Adam Brandell. The Pilgrims have made a strong impression on their return to the second tier and won 3 of their first 4 league games at home park. Millwall were comfortably dismantled by a resurgent Swansea side at the weekend, losing 3-0 on home soil following a dismal performance. The London club have won just 1 of their last 5 league games, and manager Gary Rowett is beginning to face criticism for his approach to matches. And they reckon it's going to be Plymouth 2, Millwall 1. That would be, well, that would be good, to only lose 2-1. Moving on to this from SkySports.com, David Prutton's preview and prediction. Oh, doesn't look good. We're in the headline. More Millwall misery. I think he thinks we're going to lose. Plymouth versus Millwall. A reminder, live on Sky Sports Football, red button. It is not a massive surprise considering the distances they have to travel that Plymouth are a much fiercer prospect at home than they are on the road. Only Southampton have left home park with anything this season in 4 attempts, who are probably they're their closest neighbours, probably after the Bristol teams, no? And also today I saw that they've opened up sections of the Plymouth Stadium to sell more tickets. Obviously, there's a demand for that. Fans are coming out for this game. So there you go. Millwall struggling in front of goal. Only Sheffield Wednesday have managed fewer this season. 3 of their 7 goals, that's Millwall, came in 1 game against Rotherham. This league can always surprise you, but all signs are pointing to a home win here. Prediction: Plymouth 3, Millwall 1. Yeah, we know we like conceding 3 goals, don't we? So that's not a bad shout, 3-1. In terms of my prediction, haven't got a fucking clue. I don't know. It would not surprise me if we pulled a result out of this. Gary out. He's always got a way of escaping the hangman's knot. He's a slippery character. He likes getting out of trouble. Can he do it once again? I don't know. So, in terms of my prediction for this game, we are going to pickawheel.com. I'm going to let them decide. I'm going to let fate decide if it's going to be a win, a draw, or a loss. So let's have a little spin of the wheel and see what result pops up. And here we go. It's taken a bloody long time. It's taken a long time when I was doing it earlier. Maybe I've come off it. A draw. A draw. So it's going to be a draw. Okay, it's going to be a draw. Okay, relax. A draw, but what will the score be? I don't know. So we've gone to rolladie.net and we're going to choose using that 8-sided dice, because obviously seeing that 8-1 result from earlier. I thought it was going to be 8. It could go up that high, so I didn't think it would say that it was going to be a draw. So we're going to keep doing this till we get a 1-1 draw. It's going to be a 1-1 draw, and that is my prediction. My prediction is Plymouth 1, Millwall 1. Go figure. But anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.